Man, all of these gears look really, really cool, and all this mechanical detail is amazing. What is up, people? It is me, Monster58, and welcome back to another episode of Monster Hunter World. Previously, we took on the Puke, showed off what capturing was, and in addition to that, we made some new armor weapons, which we're currently wearing right now. We used to beat the Puke, as well as we showed off some very important craftable items that you can take out in the field with you that will be very useful going forward. So without further ado, one thing I'd like to do before we head out to the Wildspire Waste, which is what we're going to do today to protect the scholars doing more research on Zora Magdaros, is to show off a couple things. So first off, let's go over here. I'd like to actually show off the armor that we got access to. So you can get access, we do have access to the Kulu Yaku armor. So you can see that here. You have access to that. It looks okay. Nothing too crazy in my opinion. I do like the bandana though for the helmet. And then we do have the Puke armor, which is also very, very subtle. It's a very subtle armor set. As you can see, you look very much like the... you look like Ancient Forest in here. Very, very, like, camouflagey. But we're not going to actually make any of this armor, because I think the armor from the next monster that we're going to fight is more worth it to wait for, and you don't necessarily need to make these armors unless you really, really want them, because of how they look, even though that the poison attack is actually, in resistance on this is pretty good. But at the end of the day, not necessary. What I would like to make is a new weapon, which I'll show you here. So, we were, between episodes, I did look at a hammer I'd like to make, and I do recommend you bring a hammer with you. So what we're going to do is upgrade this iron hammer, because I already upgraded it one stage. We're actually going to grab this Puke hammer called the Blooming Hammer. So we're going to grab this, and the reason being is because the monster that we're going to be fighting next has a rather tough hide, and we'll obviously get into that when we get into the Wildspire Waste. But without further ado, just like the handler mentioned to us, I think it's time to head off to the Wildspire Waste. So let's go ahead and do that. Definitely you're going to want to eat before you go, and let me see if I have all the items I need as well. So we'll do that. We'll just order the veggie platter. Ready to go there. We'll walk over here. Let's manage items. Yeah, let's deposit a good chunk of this, and we can just keep all this with us. Yeah, I mean, I'll say the antidotes are going to be completely pointless here, but it should be good otherwise. So, without further ado, hello, handler.
Hey there, partner.
Looks like we'll be doing a little escorting. You and I have been assigned to the Wildspire Waste. Our mission is to protect the scholars while they conduct their research. Heard they're already out there waiting. Talk about eager and stupid. We'd better hurry up and get out there to make sure they don't get into any trouble. So, let's go ahead and accept our newly assigned quest. The best kind of quest. Let's do one, obviously. Accept this quest. Let's head out. See what this new area has to offer to us.
Okay. Got it?
We've waited this long to get our hands on the evidence we need. Don't get us killed now, Hunter!
I hardly slept a wink last night. I'm so excited to go out and see this new piece of evidence.
The slag was found in the desert area of the Wildspire. Guide us there safely, partner.
Yeah, guys, welcome to the Wildspire Waste, a very much deserty looking area, as we can already see here, and some very new creatures that we haven't seen before. Ooh, very cute. Pilot hair.
One thing's for sure, the environment here is completely different from the ancient forest.
Yes, the Wildspire Waste features a mixture of dry land and swamps, which naturally supports its own unique ecosystem.
So as you can see, we did lose connection to the lobby that we were in. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not going to do anything multiplayer related in this episode anyway, and nor in most episodes, so we won't really have to worry about that. I'm not
Hey,
that
look,
worried.
a waterfall.
The water filters down through the sand and collects in the lower areas, thus creating a mire.
Oh, great. We get to go uphill now.
Come on now, my dear handler, put your back in it.
As you can see, very dry, very unique area, completely, like she said, different from the ancient forest. And capture that. You can actually capture those spiders. And we're going to grab these spider webs because you can make the... Remember, I told you guys you can make pitfall traps with these, so make sure to pick those up if you like using pitfall traps. And they can be very helpful in certain fights in the game.
Insect? Is that some type of beetle?
The wildlife here are quite resilient creatures. They have adapted excellently to the dry climate.
Even the plants have learned to survive. The fruit scattered throughout the area has a hard shell that helps retain moisture.
And you know, this is partly why I love this game, is because everything feels alive in this game. I've said it time and time again, but my lord, guys, it's so cool how important the wildlife feels in this game. And I really hope this translates over to Wilds. I really hope it does. Like, look at that. That's gorgeous still. Like, it still looks dated in certain areas, but my lord, you can't deny it.
Dear me, we made it. Can we have a break now?
Look, the Wildspire. That's where we'll find what we came for.
But we still have a ways to go.
Well, on we go.
Very gorgeous rock formations. Like, those are cool. I've always been fascinated by, like...
Actually, downhill might be worse. This is so heavy.
But like geodes and rocks and minerals and stuff like that, emeralds, all that stuff. So that stuff is pretty cool to me. I know it's kind of might be weird, but like ever since I was a kid, man, I used to get like these little rock digging kit thingies that you used to be able to like dig stones out of. Man, I'd love the hell out of those things. I wonder if you guys ever ended up seeing those or used those when you were a kid, you know, played with them. I did. So just like the mushroom colonies and the flower beds, fruit are one of the things that we can find here.
Did you hear that?
Everyone, be careful. Mind checking it out for us there, partner?
Looks like there's something around the corner, folks, and it doesn't sound happy. Let's see what it is.
Dear me, a Rathian!
Jumpin' jackies! A Rathian!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have the mascot's wife. Welcome to the Rathian. The reason I'm actually going to go over the Rathian now is primarily due to the fact that you are never required to hunt a Rathian for the entire base game, but you will be able to hunt it in optional quests, investigations, etc. I'd like to go over this now so that you can, because we actually have to encounter it here, or at least see it. This is a step above what's going to be the monster that we're going to fight today, but not an insane step. So, it's weak to dragon. Thunder is decent against it, neutral to ice and water, and is immune to fire. It can set you on fire, and it can poison you. The source of the poison is the tail, so cut that off immediately. Breaking her wings makes her more grounded, and her head is also a breakable / weak point. When she does fly, she usually attacks with her tail, and then comes back down. She does like this somersault attack. Usually, if you get hit by that, you'll end up getting poisoned. Flash pods are still a decent item to bring along with antidotes and herbal medicines, because flashing her out of the sky, as well as, you know, getting rid of that poison. And at the same time, I will mention she does stay grounded more often than she flies, but those moments that she does fly, it can be an opportunity for some big damage. Once that tail is off, she's actually not that bad at all. Just be wary of her fireballs, and so what she'll do usually is she'll shoot 3 fireballs at you, both in each. So she'll shoot one in the middle, she'll shoot one to the left, and she'll shoot one to the right, and sometimes she'll just shoot one right in front of her, and she'll take a couple seconds. The best place to stand when fighting monsters like this body shape, so these flying wyverns, is still right at their sides. Her legs are very susceptible to getting hit over and over again, which means it's easy to trip her. Overall, not too bad of a monster to fight.
You know what this means, my friends. In times like these, it is important to stay calm
And run for your life!
Go, go, go. Just move on through. You might be able to use your slinger to create some kind of noise and distractor.
So like I said in the voiceover, I know I stayed quiet a lot through there, but we're not required to ever fight that Rathian. You can actually fight her and kill her, but like I said in the voiceover, you're not required to. And the other thing I'd like to mention that I didn't say in the voiceover, every Rathian is female. Like, there's no female or male Rathians. All of the Rathian species, they're all female. So, just a little thing to point out here. Got some slash berries. These are ammo. Yep, these are ammo. Slicing ammo. Yep, if I remember correctly. Got some more herbs down here. Remember to pick up basically everything.
That was horrifyingly close.
Hell hath no fury like a Rathian scorn. Well, like any Rathian, actually.
But she could provide the commission with valuable data. Hunter, I couldn't trouble you for a sample, could I?
Eventually we'll fight one of those. I promise you guys, we will fight an actual Rathian. I will definitely fight one of those. But for now, we just gotta escort these guys, and I don't want to make this episode drag for any longer than it should, so we're not gonna fight it.
That Zora Magdaros was an enormous beast, but I am in shock over how gargantuan it really is.
Yes, it certainly seems to exceed the measurements in all the guild's writings.
I wonder, how many years does it take for a beast like this to grow to such an enormous size?
Looks like we've got some new footprints here that we haven't seen before. Ooh.
Oh look, Apsaros.
An herbivore native to this region. Wait, why are they running?
They look scared.
See? When Apsaros feel threatened, they assume a defensive posture.
Whatever's out there, it could be a danger to us too. We have to be careful. Finally, I thought we'd never get here.
So these Apsaros are basically the Aptonoth of the Wildspire Waste.
Glorious. It is absolutely massive. What a magnificent specimen!
Apsaros, you can ride them, as well as you can also, guess what?
Keep it up.
You can get meat from them. So if you need meat in the Wildspire Waste, go and kill Apsaros.
The evidence is within sight. You've done a fine job, Hunter.
Yep, and there's the big slag that they were talking about. We're running into some mud here, as well as some footprints. Wonder what that means.
See what kind of present Zora Magdaros has left for us.
Got some, like, I think these always look like coconuts to me, or melons. That's what those always look like to me. Grab a thunderbug here. Remember, those are used to make shock traps, so definitely pick those up. So let's see what this thing is all about.
Keep pushing. Oh, look over there! Another clue!
Me first.
Eureka!
What gives? Jumping jaggies! It's a barrel! Run for your life!
Follow me. Come on.
You know, we've run into some tough-skinned individuals today, and now it's rocky-skinned individuals. Welcome to the Baroth, the Rocky Boy Brute Wyvern, and when it comes to Brute Wyverns, all of the monsters that are shaped like T-Rex bodies, those are all generally called Brute Wyverns. The main mechanic of this guy that he has is mud, actually. He can coat himself in it, and he can actually shake it off, With mud, his resistances as well as his weaknesses and immunities change, so we'll explain those here. With mud, he is weak to water. Without it, he is weak to fire. His immunities include thunder and fire when he has mud, and water when he doesn't have any mud on him. He's neutral to ice and resists dragon. Now, because we don't have access to a ton of different weapon types yet, I recommend bringing a neutral element weapon for your first fight with him, so like a poison weapon. The residual damage is really nice, which is why I think you'll see me bring the Puke hammer, so that residual poison damage will help out. Mud piles, when he shakes them off, will appear on the ground around him wherever he shakes them off, and essentially if you walk through them while trying to sprint or use any attacks with your weapon, it'll essentially impair your movement and completely stop you in your tracks, and it will also inflict Water Blight. Water Blight essentially impairs your movement, makes you a bit slower. In addition to that, makes you chew through more stamina when you use dodge rolls and stuff like that. In addition, when you run out of stamina completely, you have to actually stand there and fully recover it unless your Palico knocks you out of it, or you get hit by something like a monster and or die, right? You can chop off his tail and a chunk off of a part of his scalp. He's got a very tough hide, so it's best to aim for his head if using the hammer. Now try to stay away from being directly in front of him, because he essentially charges at you with his head like a bull. Now the difference here is you can take advantage of this. If you're in the area that you first start fighting him in, which is the first area we're going to be in, if you have him run into those big rocks, which we call Wildspires, it'll actually knock him down. He'll essentially run into him, get stunned, get knocked down, and you get a free knockdown. Despite all of what I'm saying, he's not nearly as tough as he looks and he seems. He also has a turf war, which we'll explain once we encounter one, with a fishy and aquatic monster. Long story short, this damages each other. Take advantage of that if they run into each other, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you run into that monster. Otherwise, Baroth, not bad at all. Hello, Baroth! Alrighty, so like I said in the voiceover, those, and this is his charge! Ow, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt.
The scholars are still in danger. You have to take down that barrel.
Those are Wildspires, those big rock formations. Let's see if we can get this guy into a wall. Oh, no. Oh, he still hit it. Okay, thank the Lord. But yeah, that's why I recommend you bring Hammer, because this guy is pretty tough in terms of his, like, actual hide. So, sliding attacks like this on hammers are extremely strong. Of course, I wasn't able to. There we go, get him out. Even though I could have wallbanged him again. So Brute Wyverns will like to do that jump, and no matter where you are on their bodies, it will still take a ton of stamina. So unlike what I did there, the best thing to do is just brace. You'll lose a lot less stamina than trying to jump and then brace, because it actually won't work if you jump and brace for the to not have as much stamina taken away from you. Alrighty, let's see if we can. Oh wow, I completely kind of whiffed that. Let me see if I can grip onto his head and then tenderize it. Oh wow, did I knock him out? Yeah, so hammers. Like I mentioned, if you maybe watched those, not I mentioned, but what Arax mentioned in his video, there's the scalp off, is that hammers, weapons like hammers as well as like the hunting horn can knock out monsters and give you free knockdowns.
Dodge their attacks. You don't want to take
Yes, I
things
know.
like that head on.
Look out! Your health is low. Keep your distance and use a potion.
Yes, I know. So this is his animation for shaking mud. So if you walk in that, you'll get completely screwed, by the way. Especially with something like a hammer where you are losing stamina by charge. So here we're gonna brace. Yep, it's a brace like that. But if you're charging up with a hammer like I am, man, you're gonna get screwed when you actually go in and actually like try to walk through those mud piles. You'll completely get thrown out of the animation. So obviously my recommendation, as like I mentioned in the voiceover, is to just avoid them. Alright, I'm gonna get this guy another free knockdown, and kaboom! Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I completely whiffed some of that, but it's okay. Just gonna keep going here. Yeah, as you can see, this guy isn't awful, even with my armor not being up to what it necessarily should be. It really isn't that bad. You can knock him out of that animation if you hit him hard enough, but clearly I didn't. There we go. See, like I said, you can knock him out if you hit him hard enough, and we definitely hit him hard enough there. Boom! Alrighty. Got some residual damage going on him too, which is nice. So he's going to reset here, which is perfectly fine by me, because I want to actually get some health. So we are going to do a ration here so we can maximize our stamina, and then we will take some nutrients as well. So honey is a little more scarce in this area just due to the fact that, well, it's a frickin' desert. So having honey grow here really isn't all that easy. And we're going to sharpen as well here in a second. Oh, did I just like, I think my brain just turned off. I believe it just sharp. Oh my god. Alright, we're going to slide down here because this is where he went. I'm so used to sliding down here so quick. We're going to grab the stone so we have more slinger. I'm going to actually grab this mining outcrop here. Because believe it or not, just like, I think I mentioned this, but yes, you can get new ores depending on what area you're in. So it's always good to mine these things. I got Brathian footprints here. Pick those up just for the research. Ends up working out for us. Any extra research points is fine with me. I don't know if we'll be able to get... Oh, hi Cactuar. So this little guy, if you shoot him... Let's see if we can get Baroth to walk over here. He will essentially annihilate people by, setting off himself by shooting off a ton of needles, like a, cactus. And it hurts monsters. It doesn't knock him out or anything, but it can certainly hurt them like that. It did 200 damage to this guy, and we got Slinger Thorn out of it.
Powerful type of slinger ammo. Attacking the parts latch on deals blunt damage.
So he's already limping. I kind of regret just going and annihilating him because it's really easy to. It's just, unfortunately, I want to show off something. I'll see if he'll show it here, but I don't think we'll be able to show it here. Because the monster required to do the thing I want to do is also not in the area at the moment, I don't think. I don't see him, yeah. So, when he goes back to his nest here, essentially he'll sleep underwater, which I find funny. Well, underneath the ground, which happens to be underwater. So you'll see what I mean. We're going to go and grab some extra items here, because these sleep herbs become important to make trank bombs. That's what I was mentioning earlier. To make trank bombs, you need sleep herbs, as well as, I believe, parashrooms, which are also readily available right over there, actually. Oh yeah, these little guys here, these paratoads, if you kick them, and then the area, or shoot them with Slinger, the area that this big cloud appears in will end up paralyzing a monster, or you, if you end up actually getting into it. So be careful when you kick paratoads. Make sure you're able to lead the monster over, and you're not in the position to get paralyzed by your own kicking of a paratoad or shooting of a paratoad. So, alright, so this is his little nest. As you can see, you can't actually see him. He's just right there under the ground. You can see the sleep bubbles right there, right? So, best thing to do here, we're going to, let's see, charge up here, and then wham, wham, boom! And then we're going to shoot this guy into the wall. Thorn pods are very important. Thorn pods are some of the best slinger ammo in the game. Basically, when it comes to thorn pods, they get stuck inside of a monster. As you can see, those little sparks. If you blow them up by hitting them in the area wherever you shot the monster with them, you might get a free knockdown. I think he dropped more slinger, so I'll pick it up. Yes, he did. Ow.
Keep your distance and watch for a safe opening.
Yeah, shut up, dude. I understand. He's gonna charge forward. Oh, he's angry. I didn't even notice his rage mode. Pick that up. Oh, wyvern's here. Nice. You can definitely tell when he's covered in mud when his skin has all that, like, gross mud on it. You can see it, like, right here. You can definitely see that he has mud on his skin. When he doesn't have any mud on his skin or any of his, like, body parts, you can see it's very much like the back here. You can see very dry like this. That's the easy way to tell whether he actually is coated in mud or he isn't. Boom! Got that going. Alrighty, let's see if we can... 1, 2... Oh, got free knockdown. We're gonna just do this. I'm not doing a ton of damage. I know I should probably tenderize this guy, but I promise you, once you get into the later stages of the game, for a monster like a Bearoff, it's really not necessary. And I honestly think that you'll finish hunts faster by just endlessly hitting a monster like this in the later stages of the game, rather than actually tenderizing, because tenderizing can be an absolute pain in the nuts, especially with monsters that are very agile and quick. There we go! Bearoff has been slain. Very, very simple, nothing crazy.
Okay, I'll be waiting over by the slag.
Not too bad at all. Like I said, these Brute Wyverns are my... I actually don't know if I mentioned this in the voiceover, but Brute Wyverns are my favorite monster class in the entire game. I think they're very cool. I love T-Rexes, so... And this is what I was mentioning with cacti. These will also become important because these actually give you ingredients in the canteen, I believe. There's some honey right over here. This is one of the major places. There's a few off the top of my head, but this is the one place I know for a fact you can grab some honey, so... We can do that. Let's see if we can capture... Can we get any of these guys here real quick? Yoink. Thank you. Omen flies. Yoink. Gotcha. Very, very cool. Very easy quest, nothing too crazy. I very much enjoy the Bearoff.
Oh, hey! Glad you're back. Oh, don't worry. I found a safe place for the scholars to hide. I guess I'll go round them up. Wait for us back at camp.
You there. Are you part of the Fifth Fleet? Then that means the Elder Crossing is upon us again. The years fly by faster than I can count them. I too am a hunter of the First Fleet. Might I trouble you to share your tale with me? Let's find a suitable place. So, my old friends are well. Praise be. It sounds like the good scholars are as incorrigible as ever. Might I ask, are you tracking the monster that dropped that massive slag? I as well. It seems so easy. Follow the trail, find the truth. Well, it has been a pleasure. Nearby you will find my camp. I trust it will be of some avail to you and the others. Please pass a message on to the commander that I am safe. But a force compels me on, and I intend to see where it takes me. If you too feel so compelled, then we will cross paths again at the end of all of this.
Was that who I think it was?
So yeah, very, very mysterious and interesting character to meet. Very interesting. But he will reappear in a lot of parts of our story, so be ready for him to be with us for a while. Take all the rewards. Now this was the armor set I was waiting for you guys. I was telling you guys at the beginning of the episode that I was waiting to get instead of making the Puke one. I think that the Baroth armor set is way better to make in comparison to the other one. In comparison to like making Puke. So I think this is where we can upgrade our actual armor. Commander, fine work out there. Thanks to you, our people are safe, and we know more about our target than ever. Since you left, we've been creating all the evidence we've collected across the continent. The scholars think they'll be able to pinpoint Zora Magdaros' location soon. Until then, seems like a scholar has gotten separated from his escort. I need the Fifth to go find him and guarantee his safety. The scholar has separated from his escort while collecting evidence in the Wildspire Waste. So, we unlocked the camp.
Waste immediately.
We gotta find this guy because he got lost, idiot. No, I'm joking. See if there are any exclamation points you have to go. Let's see what the commander has to say. The man you saw used to be with the First Fleet. He was the Commission's only Wyverian hunter. Truth is, he's essential to our mission here, but some time ago we lost track of the fellow. One moment he said he discovered the secrets of this continent, and the next he's gone. I tried to go with him, but he wouldn't have it. You're the first to have seen him since. Part of me is furious with him for leaving, but honestly, now I'm just glad to hear he's okay. If he said not to worry, then I won't worry. He'll return to us when he's good and ready. Thanks for the heartening news. I mean it. So yeah, like I said, he becomes a pretty important character eventually. Let's see. We got some exclamation points at the canteen, as well as what is this over here? Let's go ahead and take a look. The smart biologist again.
Good to see you.
Splendid. The Fifth Fleet, who I was looking for. At present, we have the Research Commission Survey and Capture Squad, or the Go-Getters for short, are studying the Kulu Yaku's behavior. We're hoping to capture one alive, accustom the scout flies to its unique characteristics, and then release it. That will allow us to track the monster and uncover its mode of life, and there's nothing in the world I desire more than that right now. Hence my decision to request help from the Fifth. I would like you to perform the capture for us. The quest is called Snatch the Snatcher. Any assistance you could give would be most appreciated. So we have the ability to go and capture the request to go and capture a Kulu Yaku. Now there's one at the canteen, so let's go and take a look at what we have at the canteen. Go up here, canteen. You interested in bulking up the canteen with more ingredients? Now that's what I'm talking about. All you have to do is sign up for and complete the quest, The Pain from Gains and the Exterminator of the Waste. Take care of those and we'll get that menu buffer, the Narajang's biceps. Make it safe so my guys can go out and get the goods. Don't let me down. So we got some more quests here, some side quests that we can do, and definitely we'll do those 2 side quests for the chef here. The one thing I'd like to research and just make sure real quick, let me go and see if that smart biologist quest leads to anything. I believe it does. I just want to double check, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty folks, well I did some quick research, and yes, that the smart biologist, I just wanted to double check that I was thinking of the right thing. Yes, that is a very important quest line, and that will lead us to that. So the first couple things we're actually going to do here, let us go and do that Capture the Kulu Yaku quest. So let's go back to the canteen, go from here to the canteen, and we will do that Go-Getters quest, because I'd like to actually complete that.
We have an emergency.
Oh boy, the scholar got separated from his escort and hasn't returned from the Wildspire Waste. Now we need to go look for him. I'm sure he's at least left us some footprints. Really hope that's all he's left us. So yeah, we're going to post a new quest. Unfortunately, we're not going to go and rescue him right now. Let's go to the optional quests. Let's go and see. Is it level 2? Yes, it is. So we got Snatch the Snatcher. Oh, not Go-Getter. Snatch the Snatcher. Yes, and as you can see, we do have access to 2 camps already when it comes to this quest in the Wildspire Waste. And in addition to that, the Kulu Yaku in the Wildspire Waste. So lo and behold, monsters can appear in more than one environment in the entire game. Not all of them do, but a lot of them can. So let's go on this quest. So when it comes to this quest, I'm not going to bore you with me weakening him. I will just cut to the actual capture. See you guys in a second. Funnily enough, on second thought, I actually think I'm gonna not cut the video as much as I wanted to, because let's explore the Wildspire Waste while we have the opportunity to. So, there's these new animals called Kelby. These guys are also kind of worth killing, unfortunately, even though that they're completely harmless if you leave them alone. They do have some materials that you can carve from them that are worth carving, depending on what you're making in terms of weapons and armor, I believe. I can't remember if it's particularly weapons and armor, but yeah. Going down here, this is... Yeah, you can ride them too. We're going to jump off because I meant to just get the needleberry. Leave this item. You can come down here. More fire herbs. We're going to yoink some of the cactus here so we can just get some research on the Wildspire Waste as a whole. So just do this. Grab that. Grab that. Alright, so I believe there's honey over this way. So, I'm gonna... Oh, we have enough herbs as it is. Forgot to deposit. That blows, but what are you gonna do? Got some old footprints of something. This area becomes pretty important over here. So not for any like major story thing, but for a side quest. So I'm gonna go through here. And there's the Kuluyaku. We can actually see him in the distance here, so we're going to go and fight that guy. But yeah, this area is the lower part of the Wildspire Waste, and the first areas that we were exploring when we were helping the scholars through, that's more the upper part, as well as the Baroth is more of the upper part as well. There's another area, but I'm not necessarily really going to explore that quite yet, because there's a monster that we will be required to fight in the other area. I don't think that guy will hit a wall. No, he won't. I should have hit him once more. Come here, buddy. Come here. Ah! Nice in that. Oh, we got a rock. Okay. This is where it becomes most dangerous, like I mentioned when I actually talked about it a couple episodes ago. Boom. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Knockdown for free. What we're actually going to do here is now he's low enough. He's got the slinger dropping, so I can just do this. And then we can just yoink. Yoink. There we go. Very simple quest. Nothing crazy. And now we get a ton of Kuluyaku rewards, which is pretty cool. So, at the very least, we do get some free rewards. But again, complete this quest, even if you don't care for the Kuluyaku and its materials. Complete it so that you can go along this quest line, because this quest line becomes extremely important. I will meet you guys back, and we will start the other... We will do the other 2 Wildspire Waste quests for the Meowster Chef. Or Meowster. Meowscular Chef. So as you can see, by the way, that jewel cactus that we got from just picking out the cactus, that's now an ingredient
Wildspire Waste immediately.
in the canteen. Let's see if we have any bounties, anything like that. I actually would like to register bounties. We actually don't have any that we register, so we'll do this. Just keep doing all these. Alright. So next thing we're going to do, like I mentioned to you, we're actually going to go and do those quests, but let's see what the smart biologist has to say here.
Hello.
Hunter, I must thank you for capturing the Kuluyaku. This is a little thank you from the Go-Getters. I insist you have it. 500 points. What else does he have? Splendid. The 5th Fleet. Just who I was looking for. At present, we Go-Getters are studying the Baroth's behavior. That's right, when we're ready to get down in the mud with it, if that's what it takes to learn about its habitat. The quest is called Landing the Landslide Wyvern, and the assistance you could give would be most appreciated. We'll eventually do this. We will definitely do this. It's just we're not going to do it quite right now, especially with this episode's length running. So the last things we're going to do are going to be doing those 2 Meowscular Chef quests. So let's see what we got here. So I believe in the optional we do have... So we have that one. So let's do the Pain from Gains first. This is really simple. So you guys are wondering, what are these gazelle? What are they? Like, I've never seen them. Well, I'll just point them out to you. It's very easy. I will see you guys in just a second. So if we head down to this area, which again is rather close to the base camp, you might have noticed that there were some fish. If you ended up getting to around here, there might be some fish that are, you know, swimming around here in this area of the Wildspire Waste. These guys here, these are Gajao. So all you gotta do is kill them. They're a small monster, so really not that difficult. The worst they can do is just be annoying by being, they're pretty quick, but that's the worst that they can do. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Gonna kill a couple of these guys here, and then there's more that are further down the way. So I'm gonna carve these guys because, funnily enough, depending on what weapons you're making, the Gajao skin actually becomes important in making certain weapons and armor. So if we head down this way, should be more down here, so let's go ahead and do that. These wedge beetles, these are important too. If you hold the left trigger on controller and then you press B, you can just sling to these, so these become very important. Because you can swing around on them, and you can also use them to mount monsters. Makes it a lot easier to mount them. So let's kill a few more of these guys. There should be enough here to just get this quest finished. Alright, nice. I think we killed more than we actually needed to, so very nice. Do that, and that. Alright, and with this out of the way, I am going to cut to the other quest, and we are going to show you where to kill what we call Vespoids. So I will see you guys in just a minute. Alrighty, so folks, if you want to kill some Vespoids very easily, head to the area where Baroth's nest is. And if you also want to know where they are in particular, if you filter here on our map by small monsters, you can actually see them right here, Vespoids. So these guys are those little bugs with stingers that I showed you guys before, that when these guys sting you, they can paralyze you. And that's why I say these guys can literally ruin your entire frickin' life. And there they are, these absolute idiots. Get one. So to kill these guys without actually breaking them, you can just shoot them like that, and then you can actually carve them. So we can carve them. So let me see if I can shoot them. 1, 2. We can carve these guys, and then these guys, just like the Gajao, can actually give you important materials for making certain weapons and armors as well. I believe these guys just respawn, if I remember correctly. Let's see if they do. I think I heard one. Yep, these guys just respawn here, so you can kind of sit here and just shoot them and kill them. So if you guys are having trouble finding more Vespoids after the ones over in this area never respawned, if you go to this camp and then you walk where I go, like you walk this way, so you go from like here, right, you can find some more Vespoid right over here. So I'm gonna kill this guy. I believe there's one up there. Just be aware that this is where the nest of the Rathian is, so just be very careful. You might even run into her here if I don't see her. Nope. Let's get that last Vespoid. And there we go, folks. All finished. Alrighty, folks, and with those two side quests out of the way, including the main quest today where we helped these scholars with their research on Zora Magdaros, I think that is a great place to end off the episode. So next time on Monster Hunter World, we will be going to the Wildspire Waste once again to rescue the one scholar who got separated from his group, and hopefully we don't encounter anything too scary while we're out there. In addition, we might also do a couple of other things. So I will leave that to the next episode. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Also follow me on the socials. Those will be linked in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.
High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives.